a zonal pastor in Redeemer, and I worship pastor. I have a congregation of 700 now. So I have a lot of constraints. Truly. My slide, I just finished it this morning. I started last night. I have a lot of constraints. Let me thank all my guys that are here. My guys are here. Dr. Kirby. In my house, if I see my Oga, my student knows I'm going to the account. If I say my Oga, I'll mention them. Say, no, they are not your Oga. Your Oga knows it's my Oga. Quite a number of people. Pardon me if I will not remember your name. Prof. Adegun. Prof. Mommy. The last time I was there was Ladies of the Fellowship. It was Mommy that brought me. And Timokwe, I cite you. We came about the same time. She's my wife's senior at Yejide Girls Grammar School. So I have a lot of affliction, pressure. Today, the who do like this, I will have to answer. I just have to answer. I know time is not our friend. I'm going to surprise you. I'm not going to talk about depression or all those things. I'm going to concentrate on marital stress. So the joy of God, I'm young in marriage, but I've seen a lot. Maybe by the reason of being a pastor, by the reason of being a psychiatrist, by the reason of being married, and by the reason of being a father. I took to the glory of God, even though my son came after 5 years. He's now in the medical school. I was excited when he gained admission to study medicine. I had to call on her because they used to be mommy's Bible club boys like here. But he's now in the medical school. And you know it comes with a lot of challenges also. If you are not careful, some of these children will go into pornography. We got there watching film at night. On panel. You think he has gone to bed. When he's still with the phone, we'll see some of it. So I'm talking about marital stress, arguments, communication gap. I'm not going to talk about marriage, even though I know it's in the context of marriage, so I won't bother to be defining marriage that my grandpas who had been married long time. Probably when I was in primary school, I was in 1976. I was in primary 1 in 1976. You can guess my age. 52 already. So I'm sure Ms. Maga Colombia, you know, I have been married for 22 years, just 22 years. So I will talk about marriage and stress quickly. I think there are 62 slides. I will stop at number 26. I will leave the remaining for you as the resources. Life can be stressful, including marriage. Whether we like it or not, we all face one form of challenges or not. And whether we like it or not, no one can escape stress. I've had the experience of having to trust God for the fruit of the womb. Eric came after 5 years after IVF failed. Yes. And my wife got pregnant naturally, normally, after IVF failed. So we know what it means. My wife has also experienced spontaneous abortion. She was in the office. I was far away in Gombe. She just suddenly saw blood. And before we said that blood missing, she sent a text to me. I shared it. Some people have listened to my story. I was in Gombe. I was the main testifier in a focus group program like this, and I got a text message. Close at first alpha. The result is complete abortion. It is the price I paid for not having you around. Yes. You need to know me. I'm a foreman. For 22 years, you have not gotten a house girl or anybody to work with us for a day. This morning I have fed the dogs. This morning I have taken care of the environment even before anybody woke up. I don't need an alarm to wake up at 5 o'clock. That's why I must sleep long. No, serious. I go to final of Fulbright Fellow. That will remember. I went for interview. I was in Abuja. I was expecting the result at the end. I wasn't choosing. Final stage. And my wife said something. He said, I just didn't want to discourage you. I'm not sure I will cope if you are not around. Yes. But she didn't tell me. Maybe if she had told me, I would not have gone that far. Writing essays, and you can trust some of those things. If I knew that my own front was not, and she didn't say anything, and I wasn't sensitive enough to feel that people must be a Roomba. So it's key. It's key. No one can escape stress. The Bible didn't say if you pass through water, it says when. It means you cannot wish it away. It's not enough to say, when we say praise the Lord, everybody will shout hallelujah. I said this every time, those who trusted God for the fruit of the womb. If a man comes and says, thus hear the Lord, you will wait for 10 years. Hello, Papa Oshidani. Yes. So, stress is not respect of person. Whether you got married in the church, you got married, you went to registry, whether you are 40 years old when you got married, whether the age difference is 10 years, whether you are even older than her by 10 years and you are looking at her like a bro me come. How will you? Stress is a silent killer. Use stress in small doses is good. Marriage is not an exception. Next slide quickly. What is this stress that we are talking about? Maybe these are big drama. Let's look at this. Action that places a person a demand that is above that which the individual can cope with. In the context of marriage, in this situation, next slide. And under it, it's a reaction people have when excessive pressure is placed on them that is more than the coping resources, the coping capacity. And I'm sure you remember basic homeostasis. When there is a peace, there is homeostasis, everything is balanced. When it's tilted towards the left or right, and the equilibrium, how many of us remember Le Chatelain principle in chemistry? When a constraint is applied to a system in equilibrium, it will adjust itself as to nullify it. That's Le Chatelain principle. But if you remember Hooke's law, Hooke's law is straightforward. Load is directly proportional to extension, provided the elastic limit is not exceeded. In stress, the elastic limit has become exceeded. You have drawn it to the part. You are saying it and it's getting it and it's passing up and it's managing to keep up with you. This time around, I say, yes, it's at hand. I'm not going to allow you to continue. What has happened? Stress. The same one that is saying yes, the same one that walked down the aisle and is saying yes, I do, yes, I do, yes, I do, will now have reason to look at you in the face and say, when you are together, you are red, I am red. Something is wrong. Stress. That's what we'll be looking at. Next slide, quickly. Let's leave this next slide. This stress is the real stress that we are talking about, and it's dangerous. Acute stress, it will come, something happened catastrophic and it's short-lived, we cope with it, but it is the traumatic, all the chronic stress, this thing is there all the time after time. But let's start, I'm going to leave the slide. So don't worry, don't bother to write, just listen to me. Next slide, because I'm going somewhere when I get to marry now. Let's leave this one. Reaction to stress could be immediate reaction, could be delayed reaction. All of us are well read, we can read it. Leave PTSD, move on. I'm going somewhere, yes. Marriage is a positive life event. Look at it, you don't look at I still remember my wedding day. I was excited, happy, and I'm still happy and excited, even though we had our ups and downs. Excited, happy, fine girl, no people. My wife is beautiful. Yes, my wife is beautiful. I wish you both know. Oh, I didn't apologize on our behalf. You know, women, they have a lot of plans and programs, and it's just last time they say, I want to do this, I want to do that. Even before I left, I said, I'm not happy that you are not following me. I've never come to couple advance alone. Have you ever? Yes. I've never come alone. I've taken it for granted that you will follow me. Not knowing that. And when she opened her own door, for the last me, I still told her, I'm not happy that you're not going with me. You come and embrace me. I was doing it a lot of time, and they were looking at the So, everyone who is married will experience difficulty and challenge that will constitute stress after. For some, this stress reach the point of profound disappointment and doubt. And some people begin to wonder, this marriage, is it worth it? We must be careful as parents. Let me leave you with a story. I'm not leaving you yet. Let me tell you a story. Of an old classmate of mine in the medical school. He graduated more than 25 years ago. I think the total of that year. Power. No thanks to us to start. We have been more than 27 years. He's still single. I'm 52. He's probably 49 or 50. But he's still single. I say, thank God. That's the Palestinian question. Some few years back, I was in Abuja, and he came and picked me from the hotel. And we sat, and we got on talking, and he said some things that I cannot forget. He said that his father is a typical Udoma with Akiji. He says they were Catholic. He says they still remain together just because of Kila. He says he lives seeing them fighting always. And no one is ready to admit that, yes, he was wrong. This will be done better. And they grew up, the most intriguing thing there. Even the immediate elder sister who is older, who will probably be like my age, is still single. You can say, deliverance. I won't tell you about that one. The important thing is, what children see will affect even their future. And he said, whenever he's going into a relationship, you will remember daddy and mommy always fighting. And do you know that when you begin to have an argument, it has happened to me, the children will come to you, sorry daddy, and they also go to you, sorry mommy. I think God didn't know you are doing something that you didn't. Stop washing your dirty linen in public. You are writing a story for this children, and it's not a good one. That's why my friend is still single. If I mention his name, Dr. Adegun will know him. Okay? Even marriage that are seemingly going well can still suffer this stress. Especially if a single shattering event takes place. Fidelity. He was going to Adegun club. He has his friends who are unbelievers. But he has friends who has influence on him. And he just said, you are just with your wife. Variety, what is this big deal? And he says, you are a big boy, increase your swagger. And he says, I will introduce you to one girl. And when you begin to put pressure, law of diminishing return apply to land and labor. He began to put up pressure, serious pressure. One day, the guy will consider it. Do you know those who went outside and want to look back and find your home? Naturally. Yes. They are just looking for variety. So this person went out. And they are the ones who get into problem. The one who introduced them. I've also noticed it, including drug. Or God will bear me witness. Those who get hooked with drug. I want to introduce you to the pastor. Want to go to the UK, want to North America. Yes. The ones who introduce them to infidelity have a happy home. So when such an event happens, lack of trust. Whatever he does, that lady will not believe him again. Stress, that will be the beginning of mistrust. Everything he says there. I thought you were this. I didn't know you were actually this. Marital distress has powerful effect on partners, often leading to great sadness. Because everybody has expectations. And when expectations are not being met, nobody is happy. If stress is prolonged, it can impact negatively on us, physical health, mental health, psychological health. Maybe you don't know. Some of the bases for cancer, there are psychological aspects of cancer. Sometimes it's aggression directed inward, unlike suicide, which is directed outside. Everybody will see overpower. This one is not happy. And knows about some other things he wants. And he will continue saying later, what is called learned helplessness by seligman. He will just resign himself to this. Our super is another super system. Oh, not yet. That is not yet. She's not happy. Unfortunately, she's not sharing it with anybody. She tends to be solitary. So the next thing, some of these free radicals in the body will be released, and they will begin to attack normal cells. And they become cancerous, and the cancer of the cervix, and the cancer of the breast. Those are the psychological aspects. Take it from now. That's a if I'm wrong, one must give me one part of the medical and dental counseling. So be sure that I'm not wrong. So next slide. The effect on the family is also profound, especially when conflict. Israel went to elephant fight, and the grass they say they suffer now. Children raised in such home tend to have more emotional difficulties. Look at the for instance, if a child is initially dry at 5, 6, 7, suddenly at age 10, 8, 9, then he began to have enuresis over his symptom. They're going to find out because it's not clear. Maybe the crisis of daddy and mommy in the house that is responding to in that way. That is his own way of responding. He would lose that bladder control and it's psychological. Yes, it's that serious. Grades will drop. Esteem will drop. That's why when you expect that the child should not bedwet, you had better be careful of how you approach it. If not, you will damage the ego further and to be worse. So once marriages are distressed, a progressive decline begins to cascade downward, ultimately leading to the demise of the relationship. Some people are separated, some people are still staying together, but they are straight bedfellows. Some people are in the same room, they are sleeping back to back. Some people are in the same house, but they are sleeping in different rooms. They've not been married for 20 years. Problem has started. I can progress to domestic violence. I spoke at Shepherd about this. I have a YouTube. Serious. Domestic violence. I spoke at the Red houses in Montreal. Serious. Somebody came and shared. If people share their experience of domestic violence, they will pity our minds. They go through a lot. There are a lot of things they dare not share it out because they don't know who will be sympathetic to them. And sometimes parents have not done better. Somebody lives in Randu, Surulere, and the husband drove her out at 12 midnight, and she ran back, walking, trekking from Randu to Ojuelega to come and meet the parents. And the parents took her back into the car and carried her back to the husband's house. They didn't ask her what happened. They took her back there and they mentioned the husband's name. And I told them, I said, if somebody is warning you and he says, I will kill you, come and fire. Come and fire. When love went sour and somebody is saying, I will kill you, you think he's joking, he can kill you. That's the story of another day, domestic violence. I won't go there now. So, these drifts can be corrected, especially when we leave it in the bottle, especially when it has not blown out of proportion. Some can make their changes on their own, but most often, you will need some people to counsel you. Some grandpas, some elders who have gone through it. They know where you should pitches. Some professional counseling who will be sympathetic, at the same time be objective. who will not be partial and miscarry justice. They are the people you need in this situation. And you must have a free heart that yes, and be willing to obey and listen. That's another story. Some people, you tell them, you say, what worked for you cannot work for me. What says it did not work? Why is that in research? Maybe it's because something that is reproducible. That's why we say it's no more than a hypothesis. It's now a law. This is it. It's established. If it works anywhere, number for whatever we drop must always come down. If something is wrong, it's wrong. If that they say this is the way, it must have been proven over time that this thing works. And that's why today we talk about ABP, evidence-based practices, evidence-based medicine. Anything that we know works is what we should do. So these experiences that people have gathered over time, you cannot buy it. You cannot buy it. To the glory of God, I love teaching. And the resident likes me. Okay? Because I failed. I know how to pass. I've gone through it. Mama do me no wrong. I cried in our office, Mama dancing. Because I presented my dissertation the second time and it was still not okay. And she looked at me and said, Amosu, they don't disgrace me. I had 7 distinctions. Let's leave that. So, challenges will come. What are these causes? Because of they vary from couple to couple. Over time, the breakdown involves increasing argument, defensiveness, and contempt. How can I hate you? The same one that you call honey, sweetheart, dearest, that you walk down the aisle, the same one who came and dropped his father's name for you. You now look at the person and say, Eleyi, Next slide. You now began, it's a sign of content, Eleyi. You are saying any Gamon company, that's what Yoruba language, that's what it means. So, next slide, baby. Next slide. Let's look at it. Financial stress. I will just highlight some of these things because of my time. I have no time to spend about it. And a lot of until you are one on call. Yes. These are easy enjoying my Yoruba. I'm from Adegun. Grew up in Amosu. Polish my Yoruba in UI. Yes, I polished my Yoruba in UI by imitating those ones. When we go to Bodiga, we carry back to buy a gas of one day. Oh, see, I'm bomb. My boss of me one day, I said, "We should call it over." I said, "What the hell is it?" I said, "I'm going to get already." I polished my Adegun, you may not know, my middle name is Adegun, name God's word. So, financial. That's why today I've enjoyed, it was from full gospel that I learned about multiple streams of income. On Tuesday, I was at Babcock and I gave a talk. I trained them for 3 hours and they paid me. They gave me an honorarium and someone. Multiple streams. It is here in post gospel that they taught us. And I had that teaching that even in the Garden of Eden, the main river, Euphrates is broken into or divided into 4. And I also remember the cycle of wheelies in the brain. That even though there is a main branch, there are collateral circulation. If one is blocked, another one will be blocked. So until you have multiple streams of income, if it's 30 days, make one pay. When you are married, if your wife is the firstborn, that's a serious one. You must know that. If your wife is the last one like me and you want to be responsible, her nieces and nephews, no, my wife is the last one. But do you know, This year, my wife just woke up one day and said, he wants to start giving something to the brothers every month. And every month, as soon as she gets there, there are 7 of them she will ask. She will transfer something. I'm telling you, to each of them. And we've never seen them calling us that much. And they will call me and pray for me. I'm not the one transferring you. I gave the enablement. They have said no. They know it's not possible. They will call me and call me and call me. Want to pray. You understand? So, you must increase your finances. Women have expectation from us. But then we must also realize today as women that today, this present day Nigeria is not enough for anybody to walk alone with a car. So please, there shouldn't be anybody in the full gospel business, men's fellowship, ladies of the fellowship. You will be subservient, you will be at the mercy of the husband. Yes. Because it will uncover your nakedness. Everybody will see your shame. So, finance, very important. Sex-related problem. When people come and we say, go see. He says, every lower. And the husband says, ask the money. Sex-related. We must know that the way a man is wired is different from the way the woman is wired. A man is wired to be moved by whatever he sees. That's why sometimes when some people are driving, yes. He didn't look at the commodities. It's the way a man is wired. Meanwhile, a woman is more of audio. That's why he wants to hear, I love you. And you say, oh, come back. You understand? I stop writing poem. I say. And I also discovered that when she travels, maybe she's away for a few days and I'm alone in the house. The man say, it's easy for me to write. I've written some poem lately when she's away, not when she's available. Unfortunately, I do more of traveling than her. And when I do more of traveling, I'm so busy writing report for one thing or the other that I hear you understand? So, sex-related problem very key. They may not say it out, but it is there. And that's why we hold a duty to learn more. Read books. Today, people don't read books. So. I could tell you how it started from, what is it called? Peseta. We graduated to reading James Adishes. We read Revolution of Jackie Jeffrey. We read books. That was why you were reading at HSC Baptist Academy. Why you are reading James Adishes, Magaran, Malik, and somebody is waiting to read and say, I will disclose you now. You will see that you can read 2 books in 3 days. Yes. And those early period, you will be writing those vocabularies, and later you will go and carry dictionaries. You say, I shouldn't need so anymore. You didn't teach them. You didn't teach them. What they carry now is, even they carry phone, they will see, they will check there without even going to the dictionary or anywhere. So, sex-related problem. Problem with in-laws and cultural differences. I understand the language. I speak it not fluently, but there's nothing they will say. And my wife is Yebu. My dad had called me before and he was speaking in Yebu. And he expected that I would answer him in that language. And I began to answer him in Yebu. And he said, how are you answering in? I said, do you read it down? So, you need to know my late old man. He didn't think of it that way. When I said it, he looked at me and said, He didn't talk to him. Little things like that. Intertribal marriage. Somebody is saying something, you don't know what he's saying. And they are talking, my dad or my mom came and we are now talking, and the poor girl just standing in one corner there in the kitchen cooking for us and sweating. And she's wondering, what are these people talking about? Is this boy reporting me? So you hold it a duty when there are intercultural differences, intertribal marriage, to speak in a language that the person understands. If not, there will be a problem. So make sure that you understand the culture as to be able to fit into it. To know that you are married to Ijebu, there are some expectations. We have to follow them. Go there, let them see your physical presence. After my wife later got pregnant and we had a baby, otherwise the firstborn came one day, he looked at me and said, I know a man shaming into one was He said, I know a man shaming, I pity you that, and look, you need to see me, I'm up and doing. My late mother-in-law said, I shared it before, he said, you are not my in-law. My wife is the last one. He said, when Mama fell sick during Ebola, I brought her to Aro. I set line for her in the house. It was after 3 days that Grandma said, what did you? Metro Apollo told me by taking her to FMC, she would have died. Yes, she was having vomiting and diarrhea. We have to be running shift. I will stay. My wife will go. She will come back. I will go back. Because we were both working in Arrow and living in the quarter. So it was easy for us. But what's the story? It got to a time. Sometimes, I love what he said. When they don't like you at the beginning, you hold it a duty to make them to see why you are the best. Yes. Today, to the glory of God, I'm saying, not because I am a doctor, but because I am responsible. I can tell you I am responsible. If you are not responsible, they will regret having you as an in-law. How do you package yourself? Are you available? Can they call you and what will be the response from your mouth? Even if you don't have money, there's a way, there's an approach that you do that will still make the ego of the other party to be intact. We need that wisdom. So problem with in-laws brings about a lot of, especially when they don't approve of your relationship at the beginning. But I also warn you that when they are warning them, if parents say no, don't go ahead until they say yes, even if it is of God. Parental blessing, Pastor Amosu cannot give you, Daddy Gio cannot give you. Parental blessing, I know they say glory. They are the one who can give you. And I've cited many examples. Look, even if he's a Muslim and he says he's not going to go to church, last minute he will say, JB want you to bless only. I will just follow you to church. That day, no, I'm not going to go again. Or he will say, JB, my uncle. Àbúrò mi, òun náà ti di Christian bíi tiẹ̀, abẹ́ mi wọ church. I will be at the reception. Consent náà ni. They must give that consent. If not, you have a problem. It's about stress. Infertility. I'm trying to see so that if my statistics is on my list, I correct. Less than 70%, or maybe on the average, but only 70% get pregnant between the first 1 year of marriage. Yes. It means the rest of us, like, hey, okay, after 5 years, we will look for it. We will look for what is not lost. And it's going to bring about stress. And you know, in those days, sometimes there will be false one. The period will have been, what is it called? The menses. You thought it was going to come, and it did not come. A week or two after, you think you are pregnant. Go to the lab, they will give you those bad news. They will just give you the result. You will see that it's negative. Come and stamp it right. Stamp it on you. Stamp it. Then you want to know positive, negative. Stamp it. You just stand there, she did a Bible, not the result. And immediately you are likely to come rejected. It's time to try again. That's not jam, you jam. So, infertility. Some people have cervical incompetence. Mid-trimester abortion. He gets pregnant, 4 to 5 months. The thing will just come down. I'm not sure she will careful. Abdominal seizure. But let physician, let the gynecologist, let the obstetrician see. Even if there are medical challenges in marriage, see the professionals. Don't spiritualize everything. Don't assume. There's somebody who had azoospermia. He showed me. There's no sperm there. Everything is just ordinary water. He showed me and I said, wow. Even in church, I said, we'll pray about it too. But I will ask you to go and see my classmate who is a urologist in FMC. And he said, okay. I gave him the contact. I kept calling my friend. He never went. He didn't go. Even last Sunday, as you saw in church, we have what a distance. We know there was so done. I'd rather follow confessing back. But I am first a professional and a doctor on top of me, a pastor. I will strike a balance. No, it's true. I will strike a balance. Knowledge, don't say forces. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Having done all to stand, let's make sure that there is no problem. Now we have run the test, we have seen that go and medically let us see what you can do. You refuse. So, chronic illness, even physical illness. Some people had this illness before you marry. You must make sure you manage those illnesses. If not, you are going in and out of hospital. It's going to bring about stress. You will spend money. So, even mental illness also. Some people have established mental illness. Some people develop it because of our interaction. Some people have a family history. So, you need to manage it. You also need to know some of these preventive measures to live in good health. Parenting styles. We're talking about it. Today, some people are into drugs because of absent parenting. Yes. That's another story. Drugs. Last time was ladies on fellowship. We brought this book, a little pair like myself. I was talking about emotional abuse and I spoke about chemical abuse, drug abuse. Let's not go there. The challenges with the food. Our children are with the food too. Chemical and behavioral abuse. Today, okay. Ice is very over. Ice is coming second after cannabis. Ice is relegating heroin, cocaine, everything to the background. And ice is more addictive even than cocaine. The couple that we saw at Lekki that came out naked, how many of us are aware? So ice no more. We're not going to put or something like that in the east. Ice no more, methamphetamine. The stimulant. I go on fire. Ice blow, okay. Methamphetamine, ice. Everything in molly. Amosu shisha. When there's a loss of job, it will translate to your purchasing power. Do you know that there are many men today who have turned themselves, who have resigned themselves to faith? They don't have a fighting spirit. They will lose respect. They will look down on them and say, they're very down. That you lost your job may mean that God is asking you to do something else. You must be able to think out of the box. Don't be comfortable that they are supposed to be a helpmeet for you. Not that they should take over every other thing. There are many men today, many, I don't have the statistic because nobody carried out the design, who will just sit down. It's common in the civil service. Ask those women. Quite a number of nurses have such similar problems. Yes, very common among these professional groups. They have accepted it as their faith. But do you know what my younger phone? You ever travel whenever I go where you go? Yes. You won't look back. And for those of us who are not good to our wives, you had better be careful. They have a way of waiting for you. They direct their passion and the emotion towards the children. What he's saying is that you are non-existent again. And when he has directed all the passion, all the love and emotion towards this young man, he's praying. After drastic. After request, see redemption camp, kini. Prayer point. Wọ́n lọ sórí òkè bàbá àwọn ọmọ lẹ́jẹ̀, orí òkè èrò, orí òkè gbogbo ẹ̀ ló máa lọ. Kò ní prayer point méjì pé kọ́mọ yíyàn kó yanjú. Tọ́mọ ẹ bá yàn kó yanjú. Àgbà Canada dé London. Yes, you will now see old Papa. You know that what is called emptiness syndrome. Abu Dhabi àti mọ́mí nìkan bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀. These children are born. I've done all bad dry. They've done bad dry. They are being married. They've gone their own way. They remain daddy and mommy. And now one of them has giving birth in UK. And he say, daddy, hey, you are trying to go out. It's very, very expensive. They will just spend all their money. So, okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. And you know when they become old, they become more friendly. Yes! Men become more friendly when they are getting old. When it's dawning on them, they want to put on. Meanwhile, those who have not done well in the beginning, that bond is not there. When it's not there, they will wait for you. So he goes to London to get the seat. From there, he will make another call and say, Tony, I'm a doctor. I love my organ. Mommy, Lord. Yes. Mommy, the guy already. Tony. Oh, I'm going to lose anywhere. Look, you're going to look at me that. For possibly, Doctor, please, Lord. Grandma, she must be saying, while I saw school. Of carries of my children's school. Yes, how many men come to PTA? My children, all of them are science students. They say, all of them call me biology, science. He doesn't remember social physics. Okay, from 3. So I'm the one who still remember velocity time graph. Where I bring it, someone will say, and if I may come in the course of every no one come biology, and they must quote it about loss. My hand was not that. So you will see that you don't double your parallel. That's what they are doing. That's what they are doing. You want the parallel? That's why you want no more. When they still come, even when they are happily married and they just came to spend the weekend and they say, oh, Grandpa, were you? And their way, they will probably come for a check that they have cash, when they want cash. I got for any 200K. I go from Grandpa. Oh, Grandpa and the tobacco. Grandpa. And why you are seeing them off, Grandpa and Grandpa? Oh, we turn back first. Grandpa. What you turn back? What the market another one? You will not bring about the original. It's more than the one you will not bring it out. You are the one that done it. Yes, and that's why you must learn from today. If that is what you will take from me, Our not going to get one more. So, inadequate or lack of demand. Some people didn't even have any counseling. They don't know what to expect. They don't know what is the role of the man. If you go through real counseling, all the issues, including sex, including finances, everything will have been tabled. Some people just package and rush. I've had people say it's a long distance. My wife was in Lagos, and I was going from Adegun every weekend for counseling, and we had 11 sessions. I was going to Shomolu Baptist Church. My wife is Baptist, was Baptist. I was going from Arrow. I close to Arrow. My Amosu. Timbado my Amosu. I'll pick her at Moshi Baptist Church. And from there, I lost Shomolu. And we had 11 sessions. 4 times 3. So it took us almost 3 months. I didn't give an excuse. Today, you see people, a lot of people give an excuse because we don't know the value of some of this. And today there are books that people can read, even before. How many people read books? So, early marriage, because a lot of crisis sometimes, it's really not about an absolute age to marry. It talks about more of the emotional maturity that comes with it. Now some people marry so early when they are not mature. If they tell you what they go through, sincerely they will say, no, don't marry at this particular age. You are not mature. There are many things that you don't know that you need to know before you marry. Spousal drug abuse. If a man is an alcoholic, there will be a problem. Yes, if the man abuses alcohol, leave other drugs, ordinary alcohol, there will be a problem. Lot of problem. And maybe you don't know why they don't get hungry when they drink beer. Beer contains calories. Yes, contains calories. So it gives them energy. So they will not feel hungry. And whether they are married to Miss Nigeria or not, it is you that is looking at the wife as, I find it perfect. Because the pleasure you derive from drug is more than sex. Yes. Ask now. No, come. Yes. That's what is called the ventral tegmental area, the nucleus accumbens. There is secret dopamine. Dopamine is the pleasure principle. Whatever you do that you derive pleasure, you tend to repeat it. That's why we beg for sex. You don't know we beg. So know Jesus in the boat. Ilé tí Jésù bá ń gbé ilé ayọ̀ ni. Ilé tí Jésù bá ń gbé ilé ayọ̀ ni. Next slide. I don't want to stay too long for the courses, but let's practice some of the way out. Let's look at the signs of marital distress or stress. Becoming a contrary. Don't get it. You disagree with everything your partner says. Everything. Nothing good can come out of this Israel. You disagree with anything. And taking an oppositional stance to any expression. So, if it's the one that says it like this, you'll be against it. Problem today. Intimacy is rush or non-existence, whether physical or sexual. Come, you feel all righteousness. Baba used to go, well, see, bet. You don't want to bring so, what you so. Then, what's the important? Were you doing like that during courtship? I remember during courtship, if you grew up in the same environment, have you noticed? You will see the person of. So by the way, they want, how do you know? Oh no, you are seeing off father. Do I have goodness in the You were very tired of her at that time.